The Real Weather Watch on RealAgriculture.com is brought to you by Viterra's new Momentum herbicide, introducing customized broadleaf weed control. Find out more at Viterra.com. We're joined right now on RealAgriculture.com by David Phillips, who's from Environment Canada. Welcome today, David.
Thank you, Sean. Nice to be with you again.
Okay, David, let's talk about Western Canada. What are some of your thoughts about the weather as we head into the key summer growing months?
So we see today, we see soil moisture condition is on the prairies are well watered. It's the D word is not there, and people are anxious for the heat to come and for it to dry out. This good sunny weather for the west because they just feel that there could be a good growing season this year. We have seen huge though amounts of precipitation, particularly in all over the prairies. I think there's only sort of a couple of dry areas, and they're not even bone dry up in high level. Way up in northern Alberta and down in the Pincher Creek area. But in parts of, for example, in Saskatchewan, we're seeing some areas that have had double the precipitation in the springtime, and areas that aren't double, well, my gosh, they're at least maybe 50% more precipitation than normal. So the situation has clearly been turned around. And now, so our models are showing that looks like likely it's to continue. We think that, or at least we think that it'll go warmer than normal and drier than normal. Now, not June. I mean, the summer doesn't arrive until a week from now, maybe next Wednesday, around the supper hour or late afternoon. We can say officially summer is here. But it looks like the next 10 days are not going to, particularly in Alberta, they're not going to be necessarily a change. We see cool, and sort of what you've seen is what you're going to get, more of the persistence of this kind of weather. But the good news, if our models are right, and what we're showing right now is across all of the West, we see late June into early part of July as being warmer than normal, with normal to below normal precipitation. So I think that's going to be music to growers' ears. They're going to like that if that turns out to be true. Now, if we look beyond that, look at the truly July, August, the time when vacation starts and when school's out and really the growing is done in earnest, that's what we're calling for, warmer and generally drier than normal. So all the moisture you've been cursing right now may be the bacon that saves you later on.
So we're looking at a situation where we're going to get moisture right up for the next, would it be 3 weeks to the end of June, and then once we hit July, we're potentially looking at warmer and drier conditions really to push this crop forward. Yeah. But maybe we should be taking the moisture as we can get it.
Well, I think so. I mean, I really think when you come right down to it, I mean, there's no sort of all of a sudden magic window where this is going to all of a sudden the inclement June gloom weather is going to end, and you're going to get into this southerly Obama air from the south and lots of sunshine. But we think there's a transition, and we think that June, as I've said, is the wettest month on the prairie. It's your monsoon season. It's your month that even though it's got 30 days, it's often got more wet weather than July. Now, sometimes that can be delayed. It can come later in July. Sometimes it come earlier in May. We seem almost as on clockwork this year that it began in late May and it's gone on. I look at the forecast for the next 5-7 days, and then I look out beyond that, and I look at the American products too. And what it really is showing is still some coolish weather. It's a lot of Arctic air is still around, so it's not going to. You're not going to go from the parkas to muscle shirts. It's not going to be a dramatic switch like that. But then precipitation begins to ease out, comes to maybe close to normal, and then we begin to get into the last few days of June into July. We begin to see that transition over, and I think that if our models are right, and hey, there's no guarantee with weather, as you know, we think it will be that pattern of more warmth and more spells, long periods without precipitation and sunshine, and hopefully the crop can grow feverishly during that time.
So do you see no chance of early frost, or what
Well,
sort of you think about that?
we can't see that far away. We do know that when I look at the models for if we go out another month to the July, August, September, we're calling for that same pattern of warmer than normal. So again, it doesn't, Sean, tell you what individual days. You can't plan your holidays or your field work, your farming practices based on a seasonal forecast. It's the statistical look. It's when you come to Labor Day or to Thanksgiving when we crunch the numbers. How well did we do? Was it warmer than normal over that period? Well, if it was, then hey, we got it right. As I say, we don't always get it right, but we get it right more times than we don't. So otherwise, we wouldn't be in this business. But clearly, we don't see that coming into an abrupt end in August or early September. The models seem to suggest that right through to September we see this kind of pattern. But the flavor, the statistics, the personality of the summer, we think is warmer and drier than normal, and that's what we feel the models are showing. And I look at other models from AccuWeather, from the U.S. Weather Service. They're showing hints of that, but not necessarily as pronounced as we're showing. So, but I think clearly the evidence seems to suggest that hey, we're into a period of what we'll see as warmer than normal.